Hi.
Hi.
I'm Travis.
I'm Emma.
And this is the second episode we recorded today.
Yay, bestie approved.
So we don't have nearly as much in this episode as we did the last episode. So
Should be able to get through
we'll
it.
power through. We'll do it. We'll make it happen. Obviously, Emma doesn't have a pregnancy update from right now, but Emma's traveling to Louisiana next week, and I am going to edit in her pregnancy update next week. So
Here that is. Hey guys. I didn't make it to Louisiana because they still can't fix my car. Don't worry. I'll be complaining about it for weeks and weeks to come. But baby is the size of a mango. And doing great. Kind of low energy and I'm really stuffed up, which is a pregnant thing. But other than that, doing wonderfully. There's a spot on my couch I sit in so frequently it's starting to creak, but we're just ignoring that. But in other baby news, my cousin is having her baby today. So it's kind of good I didn't make it to Louisiana. Anyway, see you next week. Mwah.
well, what a great pregnancy update that was. I'm so happy that we did that.
Beautiful. Things are going great.
Your baby's the size of an object.
A mango.
A mango, yes. Your baby's the size. We do know that it will be the size of a mango. At that
Yeah,
point.
I cheat in my app and look all the time.
Speaking of that app, I downloaded that app just to see where your pregnancy was at, as you go. My God, the amount of emails they're willing to send you.
I can't.
I should have made a burner email just for that app because they've also signed me up for this cord registry thing.
Oh, you should not need that. Do you know what that is?
No.
Oh, that is your umbilical cord. Jack is obsessed with umbilical cords. But beside that point, they will take blood from your umbilical cord because it is chock full of stem cells. And they'll store it for you because if you or anyone in your family gets these certain types of illnesses, the cord blood is really supposed to help. It's weird, kind of.
I don't think it's weird.
But yeah, it's just kind of a silly thing. I don't know.
I guess I didn't know what it was, but I don't hate the idea of it. I mean,
except it's thousands of dollars. But anyway,
got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. It kind of gives the same vibe as people who save their placenta. I do believe that there are health benefits from it. Don't get me wrong. It just, maybe I'm immature. It just gives me the heebie-jeebies.
So for some reason, the cord blood feels different to me than the placenta situation. I don't know why it shouldn't, because it's fundamentally the same
idea. Yeah, I don't know.
But I don't know.
I support people who do it. I'm sure it's really helpful,
of
especially
course.
with some illnesses and stuff like that. I'm also not very educated in it, obviously.
I'm not at all educated in it, I would argue. So there we are. So I have
Let's get into it.
I have two Elon Musk up. Well, one tangentially related to Elon Musk and one directly related to Elon Musk. Which one do you want to start with?
I really love talking about Republicans who argue with robots.
Gorgeous.
Let's go into that one first.
So MAGA is out here literally arguing with Grok, which is the
AI on Twitter.
Right.
X if you're a bootlicker.
Either way, if you like it, I love it. But there is an entire TikTok dedicated to Grok versus MAGA. So I guess I don't know what these people think they're doing. They think they're fighting with a news source, and maybe this speaks to what people relying too much on AA to the point where they're no, I can argue with it and it can have an argument, where I don't
You've
know
lost me.
Yes.
You've so lost me. I also, like, before we get into this story in particular, every viral tweet I see, all of the replies are, Grok, is this real? At Grok, what about this? At Grok. Use your brain.
It reminds me a lot of the people who are like, ChatGPT, what do you think about this? Like the ones that like call it chat. And like, I guess for me, I'm just like, who is this for? But I think it's for me because it goes into Grok just saying factual information and the far right is simply not being able to handle it or accept it.
I've been waiting for this day. I'll tell you after we get into it.
Well, but so yeah. I guess like Mamdani, how do you say it? Mamdani, Zohran Mamdani. Hang on, I don't want to butcher it. I'm sorry. Zohran Mamdani, the mayoral candidate for New York. Who,
he won. He's the mayor now.
No, he won the primary.
Oh. Well, that's all that matters.
Chat, what do you think about that? No, no, he won the primary, which, by the way, if you want to see people losing their ever-loving minds, turn on Fox News right now. Oh, my God.
I 9/11 levels of racism, by the way. Wow.
It is that, but it's not just that, where it's also, he's a, what's the level beyond socialist where,
a communist?
A communist, yes. Like where he's a communist. And I'm like, but if 51% of the city of New York votes for him, what's the problem? If he wins the election, what's the problem? Because it's the same argument for Donald Trump, where like people think he's a fascist. I think that word is a little overused sometimes. I think it loses.
A lot of people who use that word don't know what it means.
I agree. Yeah. But I'm like, if 53% of the United States population voted for Donald Trump, what's the problem if 51% of New York City votes for Zohran
Isn't that
Mamdani?
The point of a democracy?
Isn't that the point of an open election?
I don't like.
Don't we want free and fair elections?
You can't be mad about an election. You're mad that this one wasn't rigged? Is that what you're mad about?
Right. But he hasn't even won the election. He's only won the primary, but it has told us that people are ready for a change because New York, and let me just tell you about New York, because I have a little bit of firsthand experience with this. So, you have two real groups of people there. It's not about Republicans and Democrats. It is about public servants who actually want to show up and do the work of government. People like who I believe Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is. People like who I believe Jasmine Crockett is. And these people want to do the work. Then you have some of the most corrupt people on God's great earth who use the budget as a slush fund, who use
they want to insider trade.
Yes.
They're looking for a check. Anywhere they can find a check, that's where they are.
Right. And that is the two groups of people you have in New York. When it comes to Zohran Mamdani, I believe he is representative of what people are desperate for when it comes to electing someone to represent your best interests or lead a city. And people are furious about it. And you've got people, by the way, you've got people all over the country who are mad about it, where this really shouldn't be making news outside of New York, like New York proper, because
it doesn't affect anyone outside of New York.
No impact on anyone else.
It's like the mayor of Indianapolis making headlines in Oklahoma. Like,
it's weird.
It doesn't matter. Yeah.
But just know Zohran Mamdani, A, kind of cute. B, I support what he is trying to do in New York. And that's all there is to it. But you have people that are questioning his citizenship because he's brown. You're having people do the whole.
I'm so tired of that. Can we stop doing that? Anytime anyone who isn't white steps up, we're questioning their citizenship.
Also, even people that are white, Elon Musk, he's white, right?
Yeah, he's white. Yeah. He's South African, which is a whole thing. I won't get into the apartheid, but what are we doing? Stop with the citizenship thing. America was supposed to be a melting pot of people from all over the world who needed refuge and wanted to work. Mm-hmm. That's it.
Sure. And I would argue that Zohran Mamdani wants to work.
It embodies that. Yeah. We'll talk about immigration another day. Anyway, go on.
I'll go off the deep end, but you've got that happening with Grok. You've got all of X blowing up about how Zohran Mamdani is not an American citizen, how we should call into question his citizenship, and then Grok says, "No, you're so silly. This is factually what took place," and people are fighting with Grok,
right?
And then they're saying, "Grok, you are you're part of the liberal mob now," or whatever the fuck they're calling it. And Grok's like, "Thanks for your input." Like,
yeah.
And part of me wonders, because like this is the thing about Elon Musk, where like, and I feel the same way about Donald Trump. If these people never would have gotten involved in politics, I would love them because they're funny. Like they're kind of funny. Like, and I feel like Elon Musk Elon Musk had his people. I don't know that Elon Musk did it entirely. I don't care. But the directive was to program Grok in such a way that it could be a little bit snarky. It could come back with some of this stuff. And I feel like that is a little wink from Elon Musk being like, "Thanks for your input." I think it's funny.
I know that it's objective because if I had to guess which way Elon Musk feels about this situation, he would want to leave it blurry on Zohran's citizenship because he's a Republican weirdo. But neither here nor there, but yeah, Donald Trump is one of the funniest people in America,
yes.
And I have nothing but hate towards him.
Yes.
He's funny. He's so funny. He should have always been on TV and kept himself out of the goddamn White House.
But I've said this a million times about Donald Trump. If he would if in 2014, 15, when I lived in New York, if I would have ran into him at a party, I can definitively tell you he would have been surrounded by 10 gays just holding court because he is hysterical. Like he's a little bit hateful. He's like, He's
super hateful.
He's a drag queen.
So
He's a drag queen.
He does not hold back.
Yes.
He knows how to get a reaction out of people. He's funny.
Right. That being said,
I don't feel that way about Elon Musk. I'll say that. But I feel like he knows how to make a robot be funny.
I think if we got into a room with Elon Musk and he was like, he's a little bit snarky. No. Okay.
I think he's strange. I don't think there's a difference for me between being witty and like quick with being strange. That's like a stark difference to me.
That's fair.
I think he just like is not of this world. I have said this about Elon Musk. I've probably already said this on the podcast. We were never supposed to know who Elon Musk was.
You have said that before, and I don't disagree. I feel the same way about him as I do about the Rothschilds, where I feel like we probably shouldn't know what they look like.
You're meant to be an enigma. You're meant to use your brain and do your thing and make your money. And I am not meant to know who you are.
Right. I agree.
And it's because of this. It's because it's polarizing.
It is.
But yeah, anyway. I can't believe people are arguing with AI. I knew this day would come for Republicans, though, because if you ask ChatGPT, do vaccines cause autism? Mm-hmm. It will say no. There is no hard evidence for it, and the guy who came up with that idea was barred from practicing medicine and had to issue an apology. Mm-hmm. So I knew once anti-vaxxers and Republicans started asking these types of questions, they weren't going to like the answers.
Well, and that's the thing is where this is where I struggle because, so much of my family is Republican, and I have to toe the line with a lot of people in my family between trying to get them on the same page of what is factual information versus what they just don't want to hear and what they're not willing to accept.
Yeah.
And it's at a certain point, it's like, okay, this is objectively factual information. Like, whether it comes to 34 counts of felonies, whether it comes to vaccines not causing autism, whether it comes to COVID was not a deep state conspiracy, whether it comes to 5G was not a thing that's put out into the world for any nefarious reason. I don't care any number of these things.
We didn't have that argument about 4G, by the way. Anyway, keep going.
We didn't have that argument about anything, and I don't know where the argument comes from. And that's what stresses me out is like, okay, we're coming to an age of information where you have the entire world, like more than we have ever had in our lives. We have the entire world available on our phones.
Ever in history, and I do think this is one of the repercussions of that, of humans having such access to information. You don't have to be able to siphon through and read an encyclopedia anymore. You can just ask a robot.
Right. But on the other side of that, so like I think part of the problem is like up until now, or up until really 3 years ago, you were able to kind of find weird things on the internet and like you go down a Reddit rabbit hole or like whatever the case may be.
I love watching conspiracy theory YouTube videos.
Right.
I love that stuff.
But now you have someone or something that sounds like a person that is saying, no, that's not true. And it's not objectively agreeing empirically with everything that you're saying. And you can't handle that. So you fight with a fucking robot.
Yeah, like we have lost the entire plot. Mm-hmm. I think people have no media literacy. We've talked about this already, but people have no media literacy. They have no skepticism over anything. And so now if you can just put doctor at the front of your name on Twitter and spout whatever nonsense you want, and people will just believe you. People will just believe whatever schizophrenic conspiracy you've come up with. They will just trust that that is real.
But if you're a large language model that has access to the entire world of factually true information, it can say that, but you're not willing to believe that. Right. And you're willing to say, well, you were created by liberals, so you're not factually correct. Well, that's the
problem, right? They believe all of these people who claim to be doctors and claim to be PhDs and claim to know this and that, to the point where they are not willing to listen to an objective robot who has no reason to lie to you, no reason to hurt your feelings, by the way. They are programmed to keep you talking to them and keep you asking questions to them because they want to learn.
But at the same time, I think that the step further that stresses me out here is if you don't like it, it's liberal. If you don't like it, it's a conspiracy theory. If you don't like it, it's the deep state. If you don't like it, it's woke. Woke is the one that really, like, I fucking hate that word. I'm sorry.
It's silly. Yeah. It's silly for me. Sorry, I'll let you finish.
No, you're fine. Jack shook his head when I said fuck, so.
It's silly to me because what you're saying, it's woke, it's... Okay, aren't you trying to be woke? You're saying you're deviating from the widely accepted truth of things. You're the one deviating from what we acknowledge in science, etc. Mostly science is where I have the issue. You are the one who is being woke. No? That's what I don't understand. If anything, these conspirators are the ones trying to be woke with the classic definition of that word.
I guess, and maybe I don't understand what woke is, because I thought woke was just like what people screamed when something was not straight and white. Like that's just what I thought it was.
So my impression was woke is people who are not just believing what is put in front of them, but rather believing the real truth of things.
Like you're challenging the status quo.
You've awoken. You are awake.
Okay.
So
what's wrong with that?
Right. But also, isn't that what you're doing? Like, if your conspiracies are really what you believe, aren't you the one being woke in that sense of the word? Like, I don't understand that.
And this is what it all comes back to is it's not a rational conversation. You and I are rational, but I like to believe we're rational people.
Yeah.
You and I can have a conversation and like walk away from it and be like, okay, well, that was crazy. Or we can say, okay, I can agree with someone. And we can objectively look at something and make an assessment about the merits of an argument, right?
Right. And I genuinely try to see other people's sides of things.
Every time.
I don't believe that grace is reciprocated, though.
No, it's not. And then this is where I come back to, though, that stresses me out is, and I think this is like, I guess it doesn't stress me out. This is where I come back to where I feel like I'm beating my head into a wall. I say you, I am trying to make sense of a completely irrational situation. I am trying to look at it as a rational person where I'm like, you're fighting with a robot. You are fighting with a robot.
Yeah.
Come on. You've lost the plot, babe.
Right, like, turn it off. You know what it reminds me of? That tweet Tyler, the Creator, put out years and years, 10 years ago plus now. That's like, how is cyberbullying a real thing? Just log off, bro. Close your eyes.
Go fucking touch grass.
Yeah,
like,
a
please.
lot of them need to touch grass. A lot. Fox News watchers and subscribers, just go touch some grass. If you don't feel any differently, I'm sorry. Go touch some grass.
Speaking of touching, this is not speaking of touching grass. Did you hear what Jack just said?
No.
I said what I said about touching grass, and he goes, "Did somebody just say a bad word?"
Oh.
And I said, "Jack, you're right. I should be better about that. You were 100% right. Thank you for letting me know." Okay.
All right, moving on to Elon Musk again being silly.
Boy, oh boy, Elon Musk.
He's so silly.
So here's the thing. If this shakes out to be what I think he envisions it being, I will applaud him. I'll go on record now and say that. If he truly wants to cut corruption from the government, if he truly wants to put America first in government, if he truly wants to fight for people, I will applaud him. I'll say that right now on Bestie Approved.
I don't think that's what he wants, though.
Do I really believe that what the new political party called the America Party is going to shake out to be anything other than a publicity stunt? I don't think so. I hope I'm wrong. I don't think so.
Here's what I'm hoping it does. Here's my best case scenario. In 2028, it'll split the vote so Republicans don't get the numbers that they did in 2024.
And what an election the Lord will have made.
Thank God.
And here's, and part of me also wonders, is this Elon just coming back and being like, I just want to make him mad. I just want to make Donald really, really mad. I think a lot of it is emotional. I think a lot of this is emotional. Because he spent $300 million on Donald Trump last year. Right.
And now he's like having a falling out. And he's like, well, I'll make my own political party. And
I guess I've never really thought about what a political party actually is. Like, in my mind, I was like, oh, it's really just a set of ideologies, which is why when he said, I'm making the America Party, I was like, isn't that just kind of what everyone like when he was saying it, I was like, cool, okay, whatever. And now I'm like, oh no, it's all like, it's
a money grab.
It's a business. It's all like it. And it's frustrating because I don't feel like it should be that way. But here we are.
No, in fact, our founding fathers warned us against it being this way. But here we are doing it to the fullest.
But so yeah. But I'll tell you this right now. If Elon Musk succeeds in getting the America Party on any election ticket, and that party actually believes in what he says they believe in, which I do. What he has said is not a liberal or conservative idea. It's just like we take care of this country.
It does kind of remind me of the Donald Trump drain the swamp thing.
Oh, I didn't even think
which ended up being a whole Republican thing.
In fact, infecting the swamp, I would
Right.
argue. It's the swamp that
Gained
RFK
E. coli.
swam in.
Yeah, exactly.
But-
So I don't know. I do hope it's on tickets. If anything, it'll split the vote.
Donald Trump did say, I'm saddened to watch Elon Musk go completely off the rails and essentially becoming a train wreck over the last 5 weeks. This is the thing about Donald Trump, is that he is an ex-boyfriend that says, oh, I'm so glad to be done with her. She's crazy. That's who Donald Trump is.
Oh, yeah. He's an, I'm sorry you feel that way, babe.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. But there's that.
Anyway.
Let us know if you're going to join the America Party. And
Yeah, I honestly want to know your opinion. I'm not going to, like, come at you. I just want to know, like, where you're coming from.
do you know who I think is perfect for this, though, is my dad.
Yeah.
Like,
People who are genuinely skeptical of Donald Trump, but, like...
But love America. Like, let me just tell you, listener, like, one day I don't know if we'll ever get my dad on the pod, but we will. I'll tell you guys about my dad. He is someone that loves America, and he loves his fellow man. Like, he is, I think, when people envision the American dream, he's the kind of person that really lives out that idea, I think. And Elon Musk's party is perfect for someone like my dad.
Yeah.
So I do hope that, like, he is serious about what he's trying to do.
Yeah, I do think, like, all those videos of people who are like, I voted for Donald Trump and I regret it, I do think it's good for them. Yeah, but I think it's good for them. I hope they have a party that they can align with, you know.
I agree.
Moving
on. Have you seen this TikTok going around of this guy who was talking about how as we are getting into our 20s or 30s, and like maybe we don't want to go out for drinks anymore. Right. Maybe we need to normalize going out for fries and a Diet Coke.
I love that. Yes, I have seen it.
I love that so much. Like, it's the most wholesome.
I love it.
It really, really makes me happy.
Yeah. There's nothing in this life that I love more than a dirty Diet Coke with a Caesar salad and some fries.
What? So that's your version of fries and a Diet Coke?
Yeah.
I think mine is nachos and a Diet Dr. Pepper. Because, you know, I love nothing more than a good plate of nachos.
I love nachos, too. Wow, that sounds really good. Okay. Love that. I think you should take all of your friends out for a Diet Coke and fries. And also, I like that because there's, like, no pressure. It's like, you don't have to spend a whole night drinking Diet Coke and eating French fries.
Yeah. Just go, like, gossip for a minute.
Yeah, an hour, 2 hours. On to complaining.
Are we complaining? I'm going to let you go first because you had one.
It's just so fucking hot outside. I'm so tired of it being hot. I haven't gotten any cardio in all summer because as soon as Jack's school was up, it was 90 degrees. And so we can't go for walks. I can't go to the gym because I'm not going to neglect my child. They don't have a daycare there.
Yeah.
And, like, it's just too hot. We went for a walk in between episodes, and both Jack and Travis were eating, and it felt like I was on the surface of hell. And that just, our mental health walk, if anything, diminished my mental health.
Turned out to be a mental illness walk for Emma.
Yeah.
Let me tell you how in my view, how this walk went. We walked out onto the sidewalk in front of Emma's house. We had been walking for 13 seconds.
Oh, we were still in front of my house. We had not passed my house.
To be fair, it was hotter than the surface of the sun. I was eating one of those, like, little Dove chocolate things, and Jack was eating a chicken nugget. And Emma goes, "It's hot and everyone's chewing."
I'm too pregnant to be dealing with any type of bullshit.
And it might have been the most the most like, and for context, listener, Jack was so good for the first episode we recorded. So I said, let's go and get some of our energy out. I pulled a muscle in my lower back. So I was like, let me just make sure that's not locking up. Let's let Jack get some of his energy out. And Emma said, it's hot and everyone's chewing.
Sometimes you gotta let it out or it'll fester.
You were a trooper through it. We
went for a little walk. We did. Okay.
Yeah,
and
we did.
I'm happy to go for a walk. I just had a moment.
It was a good walk. It was a good hot girl walk.
I'm hot all the time too, which I know we'll have a pregnancy update in this video, but I am so hot all the time. And I talked to my OB about it, and she was like, you're literally an oven. You are baking this kid. So, like,
an incubator.
You're going to feel hot. And I was like, well, good thing it's 90 degrees outside. Guess I'll just die. And the AC's out of my car, by the way. I haven't had my car in like a week and a half because it's forever until a Honda dealership can get me in.
That's hard.
So that's my complaint. I'm fucking hot. Yeah.
I'm going to complain about LinkedIn.
Oh, good complaint.
So I had to create. So I was on LinkedIn forever and ever and ever. And then I got off because I was like, I hate everything about the culture of LinkedIn. And then for my master's program in one of my classes, I was forced to get back onto LinkedIn because like we had to do some kind of case study or some shit.
I don't know why people have such a boner for LinkedIn. They like want to force you to be on it. That's not the first time I've heard like, oh, I have to be on LinkedIn for this or that. Anyway.
Well, I mean, at our old job, the first circle of hell, I was forced to be on it there too by the social media team.
Yeah, I'm sure you were. I don't understand. It's social media,
and they like gave me things to post for because I was part of that stupid pilot program. Like it was the worst experience of my life. I had to go to classes, and there was compliance involved. But then they were like, "You have no idea how impactful this is going to be." Gun to my head, I cannot tell you anything that came out of it. I gave the company complete control of my LinkedIn, and I said, you do whatever you want with it. I want nothing to do with it. I hated it.
I hate LinkedIn in general, but
now people are posting video content on this godforsaken platform, and they're making it out to be that they're LinkedIn influencers. And I'm just like, what? Why? What? And it's all about the hustle and the grind and the you have to put in this many hours. And then shut up.
I've hated that on LinkedIn forever and ever and ever for years. The grind set of it all.
I hate it.
I can't believe people are trying to be LinkedIn influencers. That's crazy.
But then I'll take it one step further. And then they try to get you to join LinkedIn Premium.
I'd rather get my toenails pulled out.
It is one of these byproducts of late stage capitalism where they want you to pay for the privilege of looking for a goddamn job. Like you were trying to extract money for people that are ostensibly looking for jobs to get a better life. And like if it's the other side of it, if you're on LinkedIn Premium for if you're hiring someone and you want to be highlighted in like the job profiles
for your engagement, you need the engagement to like whatever.
I want that for you. If I get one more email from LinkedIn saying you should sign up for LinkedIn Premium, you get a free 90-day trial or whatever. No, I'm not interested in that. And you, Mr. and Mrs. LinkedIn, can shove that right up your ass.
Yeah, I think LinkedIn has been trying to be Facebook for some time now, and I just don't understand it. I don't understand it. I don't think people should get paid for engagement on LinkedIn. I don't think people should be running ads for other companies on LinkedIn. I don't understand it at all.
It's insane.
I think the only reason you should ever need to like post a video on LinkedIn is if you are selling something for your job.
I think putting a video on LinkedIn is the most insane thing. Like, I want you to think back to what LinkedIn started as. It was a a social media thing for people looking for a job. And then I think it was Microsoft that bought them out. And they were like, how can we make this into a growth strategy? And it should have never been that.
No, LinkedIn didn't need to grow. It grows by nature of people needing jobs.
Yes. Like, never in my life have I ever seen anything like it.
Hate LinkedIn. Always have.
Hate it.
All right.
Are you going to jump into reality roundup?
Yes, I would love to. Can we talk about Love Island for a second?
I would love to. I'm going to turn my mic off because, I have nothing valuable to add to this.
Yeah. Okay. So last time I was talking about how people have lost the plot of Love Island and like they don't understand what it's supposed to be about and all of that. It's only gotten worse. It's only gotten worse.
Jesus, I've seen a lot on TikTok about this.
But also, that's what I want to talk about.
Okay.
They did 0 vetting this year over the cast. They didn't even go through this cast social media archives. They didn't do any of the due diligence they needed to do.
Oh, no, is this going to be what I think it's going to be?
We've had 2 racists on there that have been booted off.
No.
2.
No.
2. One of them was on a podcast months before going on Love Island saying, he's my N-word. He's my N-word. She is Latina. Okay.
Oh.
And then we have this other girl who said the reason she gets Botox are so her eyes don't look so Asian slur. They both have had to, like, once those clips have come to light, right? The producers have had to go there, like, obviously off camera. They're not willing to show any of this. And, like, drag them off, like, basically in the middle of the night. The first one was literally in the middle of the night. The second one was, like, in one morning. But I'm like, you people have done this to yourself. I don't know how you're not vetting these people, how you're not, like, coming up with this shit. I feel like you should have to do such a deep dive before you put someone on any type of reality show. And they clearly didn't do anything.
So I agree. And I think you should have to vet someone before you put them on reality TV. I think, but on the other side of that, I think if you put someone on reality TV and something like this comes to light, you get what you get. Period. End of story. Like
100%.
If you weren't willing to do the work, which from what I've gathered and the maybe all total 25 minutes of Love Island that I have watched, it does not seem like they are willing to do the work.
No, they are not willing to work on their audio.
Nope.
They're not willing to work on their cast.
Nope.
Nor the nonsensical things that they do on the show that have no, like, repercussions or ever come up later.
Right. I feel like you just have to accept that, like, if you're not willing to put in the work of a production, this is the quality of the outcome that you get. That being said, on the other side of this, I feel conflicted in some ways about pulling them off the show and not letting them answer for their transgressions. Okay, so the one that was like 6 months ago in a podcast, maybe that was a little too recent for them to say, like, I fucked up and, like, my God, I'm so embarrassed about saying that.
I think the other one was, like, early last year or, like, maybe a couple years ago. She was an adult when she said it.
So I'm talking about someone, like, if we're talking, like, on RuPaul's Drag Race in Australia, they had one of the queens, I guess, performed in blackface, and that's horrific. But what I do appreciate about that moment is that RuPaul said, what do you have to say about this? We just found out about this. What do you have to say?
Yeah. I respect the hell out of that because now the Love Island producers are cowards. I'll just say that.
100%.
Because, like, when this girl, the one who said the slur against Asian people, they pick her out of the show. It is in the morning, because she's kind of, like, in the background when they're, like, getting ready in the morning. You can see her. Mm-hmm. They didn't want you to, but you still can. Anyway, they say Sierra's left the show for personal reasons.
Nope.
So now people who are not on social media, people who are not as chronically online as me, who have jobs, they think like, oh, her grandma died, or oh, she got sick, or something like that. No. Let's say it for what it is. Or are you not willing to admit your misstep in allowing her on this show?
I don't even know that the responsibility falls on the production of Love Island at that point. I think if you are going to take her off the show and you say, hey, we found out about this. Like, this is why she's being removed from the show.
Yeah.
I think the cast deserves to know that, because they are going to come out of this. Because do they have access to their phones in this house?
No.
So they're going to come out of the show, and it's going to be.
It's very fuzzy on how much they know.
They're going to be asked for comments, and they are not going. They're going to have no idea what to say, and they're going to be finding out.
Yeah.
After all of us know. And
100%. And so now they're talking about, like, the guy she was with is like, oh, well, my head was on straight because, like, I was with Sierra. I knew what I wanted, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, Jesus Christ. It's Love Island.
And now it's like, I don't know. It's not like anyone is going up and defending her or anything like that. I think they know to a point that it's like something she said on social media that was not appropriate, blah, blah, blah. Because otherwise I think they'd be like, oh, I'm praying for her, oh, I miss her, blah, blah, blah. And there's none of that. And I would argue people being racist to Asians in general is that it is so diminished and minimized. Like, people don't take it seriously or as seriously as they should. Anyway, yeah, I do think a lot of Asian hate is minimized.
It is. It's horrific.
Yeah, and like diminished in terms of severity, because it really does hurt a lot of people. Especially if you're like on Love Island, this girl lost like hundreds of thousands of followers in hours. She was close to 1 million followers, and she has like 700,000 now.
Wow.
It was crazy. But it's like, you hurt people's feelings. Like, you made people feel like they weren't enough and like they needed a cosmetic procedure done to look a different way.
Okay, I see. Okay, so it's like, no, it's more than hurting their feelings. You're a racist cunt.
Yeah.
Like, sorry.
Like,
but okay, now I see where. Okay, I see where you're connecting.
Like that. Girls who are looking up to you, especially Asian girls who are looking up to you.
Can you imagine like being a little girl from any Asian country and hearing someone like that say, I mean, granted, maybe there's a larger conversation around like you look up to someone who's on Love Island, but also my hero is Bethany Frankel, so who am I to say anything?
Well,
but like,
we're in the age of social media, and this is what we have, you know what I mean? So like, whatever.
Can you imagine hearing that and being like, fuck, like what do you do with that? I don't know.
Yeah, and I don't know, I guess there was this whole thing I don't know that much about, but people like confronted her about this at the time. She's had a lot of followers for a long time.
Sure.
They confronted her about not using that word, and she like stood 10 toes down and was like, I didn't mean it like that.
Then don't fucking say it.
And then one of her little friends who was like handling her social media was like, you don't understand her sense of humor.
Oh, let me tell you what I'm not interested in. It's her sense of humor. No,
I don't want to get her sense of humor if it's racist and vile.
No. Well, there's that.
Yeah. Okay. So moving on. Ladies of London is coming back.
Ladies of London is coming back. I'm so excited. So this is apparently old news. This was announced back in May.
Oh, I didn't see it.
I didn't see it either. But Ladies of London is coming back. Caroline Stanbury talked a little bit about her experience on the show, and I'm thrilled. I'm so excited. They didn't give a ton of detail on it, but what for people that don't know, the show was really focused on two groups of people. One was the people that have always lived in London. One was America, or expats that immigrated from America to live in London. Then there was one Danish. Well, she was Danish royalty, Caroline Fleming, and it was a really interesting sociology experiment. You had the dynamic of the original Londoners looking down on the Americans because they were uncouth, to say the least. Like it was good stuff. But it's coming back. It doesn't really say when it's coming back, but I do know that I am thrilled for it because that was a show that if I was ever depressed and in the bed, I would watch for hours on end.
That's beautiful.
It's really good.
I'm excited to see it. I've never seen it. I didn't watch the original.
It's really good. The other show that I'm kind of excited about is The Real Housewives of Rhode Island is coming to Bravo. And I feel like now that we've had Potomac and Salt Lake City, and I, in the very beginning, said to myself, I will not watch this garbage TV. I think it's going to be horrible, stupid, terrible. And those have been the two cities that I have rewatched probably the most.
Yeah. Like, I love Potomac.
Yeah.
So much.
And
I'm excited to see Rhode Island. What? It's like all 10 people who live there?
Yes, probably. But like there's like money, like old money in New England, and I am thrilled about that. I'm so excited. So I think that's going to be really good. And I think what we're finding with, I don't even want to call them mid-tier cities, but cities that you typically don't think of when you think of, like when you, let's just call it what it is. When you think of New York, Beverly Hills, Orange County, Miami, and really those cities, you don't think of them in the same category as you do, let's just say Potomac, Salt Lake City, Dallas, New Jersey. Yeah. So
even Atlanta, you know.
Oh, I hold Atlanta on a pedestal.
I know,
Atlanta's
but I don't think
like
most people do.
But also no one's as obsessed with the city of Atlanta as I am. But but when you look at cities in the category that you would put Salt Lake City and Potomac, you tend to find people that are a little more willing to put it all out there, and they kind of like the drama, and they're not like above it all. And they're more real.
I think they're so much more relatable too. Mm-hmm. Like I think that's what I love the most about Potomac compared to like I've seen OC, you know, and it's like that. If I feel like I can't connect to anyone, I'm like not interested. It's like background noise because I'm like.
Well, that's why I've come back to Orange County, because I feel like I can connect to Katie Janela.
Yeah. So I don't know. Yeah, I'm excited. I think it'll be great.
I'm thrilled. I can't wait. Dear listener, we are in the home stretch when it comes to
Mormon wine.
I know, it's the last 2 episodes. So episode 9, the Book of Reckoning.
Yeah, baby.
Mayci goes to Jesse's house, and we find out there was a cast trip to New Orleans that has apparently already been paid for. The house is already booked. And
I love New Orleans to no end, so I was so excited. I always am. Potomac went to New Orleans. Yes. I was excited.
This was a cool trip, though. Like, it looked really cool, and I felt the same way when Potomac went. But and Jesse flat out says the timing is terrible, but the trip's already paid for, so I guess we're going.
Yeah. Which honestly makes it just that much juicier. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
I love a poorly timed trip.
I do too. We find out Jessi has to get surgery for a partial thyroid removal because, and this is something that I think is really interesting, is that I guess a bunch of nurses reached out to her when she started on the show.
I thought that was cool too. Like they noticed it watching her on TV. That's so crazy.
Yes. She had a bunch of nurses reach out to her and say, hey, just do me a favor, go get your thyroid checked. And apparently she had a couple of nodule spots. She had something like not tumors, but whatever. And that because those nurses said, hey, go get this checked out, that's how she found out there was an issue. And then we get pretty quickly into New Orleans. So the girls get to New Orleans, and again, they love a party bus.
Yeah.
Jessi's still kind of unpacking her feelings about Demi, and she shares that she's really hurt in one of her confessionals, and she knows that she needs to pull Demi aside to talk about how terribly she talked about Jay-Z Styles.
Right. Taylor's not there.
Right. Taylor doesn't go on the trip because this could have been one of two things. She didn't want to deal with the fallout from the other girls, or she's actually like going through a lot in her life.
I think it's a combination of both.
Sure.
I think there's trouble in paradise. She's having a really hard time with Dakota and trying to parent her children. She's also co-parenting with her ex-husband. We don't see any of that on the show, so we don't really know how that's going. And I think she feels unsupported at this point by all the girls. So, like, that's not who she would want to surround herself with if she were to go on a trip while she's going through a hard time. So
I agree. This is a complete side note, but the Social Studies podcast with Joe Dombrowski and Gaspar Randazzo have the same intro music to their podcast that was playing when the girls walked into this house.
That's so
and I said, "Ooh, look at you getting royalty-free music from Adobe Stock." Come on.
The budget is low.
Yeah.
This was an expensive trip. Another time the food looked incredible. They tried to feed them Cajun food, and it looked so good.
So there was the chef's name was Shaquita Sutton, and I hope I'm saying that right. This woman, you could hear it in her voice that she knows how to cook, and like
she can throw down. Yeah,
there is nothing that I wanted more than just to try like some of the chicken and some of the rice. Like, oh my God, it looked so good.
It looked so good, and that's coming from someone who's had Cajun food. I've lived in Louisiana. It looked so good.
But like, also the presentation of all of it, where she had it all on like the plating, and like I was like, ooh, she's so good at her job. Oh my God, like I felt so comfortable and safe. Like,
I hope she like got a lot of
business from that.
Yeah.
I truly hope that there was some good that came out of that for her. I think, oh God, that looked incredible.
Yeah. Me too. So then Jen.
Yeah. So it appeared that Jen had come straight out of therapy and sent the girls a video where she shared basically that she's in an incredibly dark place, and she acknowledges that she's hurting and that maybe why she's hurt the other girls. Because I do believe this, like, hurt people.
100%.
And I think, and I'm not being sarcastic when I say this, I think this is probably one of the most mature things Jen has ever done. Yeah,
I think it's hard for her. It's hard for her to put herself out there in a way that
is authentic.
Yeah, and accepts criticism. Like and
put her out vulnerably. Yeah. Yeah,
she has a hard time with that, and I think a lot of people who are going through depression feel that way too. Like, it's just you're already hurting so bad, you don't want to be vulnerable to other people to make it worse. And I think that's like what she's been trying to do is like protect her peace, and she shouldn't have gone to the extent of lying, especially to her husband. But at least she's like showing an ounce of accountability at this point. Like she's at least showing like, I know I'm accountable, I'm just going through a hard time, like give me some space and some time and hopefully we can like work through it, type of thing.
And maybe obviously not at the reunion, because she didn't do it there, but maybe after the dust settles from the way this season shakes out, maybe she can come back and say, let's rebuild something. Maybe.
Right. I can totally see her eventually coming back and being like, hey, that was a really hard time for me. I'm sorry I had to drag you down with me. Can we just like create something new, like start from scratch type of thing. However, Demi's inability to accept an apology, she did it to Taylor and then she turned around and immediately did it to Jen. She can't accept an apology from fucking anyone.
I literally wrote down, my God, Demi's actually going to push me to be on Jen's side, and that that I never thought was going to be possible, because I have been very honest about how I have felt about Jen throughout this journey.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Jen sends. Let's take feelings out of it for a second. Like, feelings about the optics of the video. Jen sends you a video where she is a broken woman.
Yeah.
She is
Pregnant
bawling her eyes, pregnant.
In a horrible state of mind.
Yes. And she comes to you as raw and as real as she can. And this is coming from someone who does not fucking like her. I do not like Jen right now. And she was trying to just meet you where she was at.
Yeah.
And for Demi to come back and say, I think it's weird when people do crying videos. You're a bitch.
She's crying because she feels
bitch.
emotional for how she treated you. She's crying because she realizes that she's in a dark place and she has dragged you down with her. She is crying because she feels things.
I would go as far as to say, like, maybe I didn't even think it was about any of that. I think she was like, or maybe I think I take that back. I think she was crying because it was a culmination of all of those things. And then she, like, I think the precipice of it was like, oh my God, I fucked up so bad. I fucked up. And like, you know, like, where you don't know where to put any other emotion. So you just start crying.
Plus you're hormonal because you're pregnant.
By the way,
I'm crying all the time over nothing.
And I think that's where Jen was at in that moment. Yeah. And for Demi to come back and say, I think it's weird when people do that. You're a mean girl bitch. Asshole.
She is a mean girl. She is so I hope she never has to apologize for anything in her life, because she does not deserve forgiveness after the way she has refused to forgive her own friends.
No. And she goes as far as to say it's manipulative, and she doesn't buy it because it's weird and cowardly to film a crying video.
She didn't put it on the internet for everyone to see. She sent it to you.
She sent it to the entire group, and she said, this is why I'm here, and I feel like I've hurt people because of where I'm at, and you weren't willing to hear that. You are the problem, and I'm not willing to hear anything else from Demi.
And if you didn't want to accept her apology, I would almost be okay with you saying, at least showing some kind of respect for the fact that she tried to reach out and tell you where she is and tell you why she's hurt you. I would accept you saying, well, I get that's why you hurt me, but you still hurt me, and I need time to, like, come to terms with that.
Oh my God, yeah. If she would have said, I'm not ready yet, 100%, I would have been fine with it.
Yeah, but you have to forgive people. Aren't you Mormon? Aren't you supposed to be forgiving? I don't understand.
Oh, there's no hate like Christian love, my love. So then Mayci calls out that she feels like anything that anyone says will be used against them in a future argument, is talking about Demi. And then Demi gets defensive about this.
I love that Mayci said something, because I was feeling the same way about, you're not going to allow anyone in this group to be vulnerable or imperfect at all.
Right.
Because they can't say they're sorry.
But so this is the thing, is like, okay, so Taylor was her first. And then it was Whitney, then it's Taylor, and then it's like
Jen.
It's Jen now, but then it's like, at what point do all the girls start to say, oh, none of us are safe from Demi's wrath? Like, and it's weird to say that, but like, yeah, it's true.
That's the truth. That you better not tell Demi anything.
Oh, yeah.
You don't want to hear in a vulnerable setting, because she will use the dirtiest thing to make you feel something and try to win an argument.
Right.
Like, you can't be vulnerable with that girl at all. By the way, she doesn't even have her own face anymore. No one's calling that out.
Well, I think that's pretty manipulative and cowardly not to have your own face.
Yeah. Oh, my God. No one's calling out the age gap between you and your husband. No one's calling any of this out to your face.
Right.
So why do you have to play so dirty?
It's gross. The girls go to a burlesque show.
I couldn't believe they did that. It was like an actual, like, burlesque show. Like, dear viewer, holes were being shown.
I've been to a burlesque show. I've never been to one in New Orleans.
They get a little freaky deaky in New Orleans outside of burlesque shows. So everything is like, yeah.
Yes. So this woman gets up on stage and her tits and her puss were out.
Oh, yeah.
And because every burlesque show I've ever been to, I've seen titties at a burlesque and but mostly it's just lingerie.
Yeah, typically it is lingerie, but this girl
said, I am naked on this stage.
I'm naked.
I am the way God made me. And then the dancer pulls a literal joint out of her cooch.
Yeah.
Lights it up, takes a hit, and then she walks up to Layla and says, here. And then Layla takes a hit out of her.
Did you notice who was saying, oh, her, oh, her, oh, her, and
Was it
pointing to
Demi?
Layla? Mm-hmm.
Of course she did.
Stupid. Yeah, it was. That was a lot. Go Layla.
And here's the thing is, I don't have a lot of boundaries with this stuff. I don't know that I could have taken a hit
of a joint
off the
straight
cooch
out
joint.
of a machine. Yeah, that's a little intense, especially like you don't know this woman. You didn't sign a waiver.
No. No.
Yeah, I don't know. Go Layla. Yeah. I was impressed.
I mean, honestly, I was too.
Yeah.
We go back to Utah. Taylor goes to her mom's house and she talks about how she's not in a great headspace because of the Saints and Sinners party. She feels like it's better to stay home and go to therapy. I agree with her. I think Taylor's very mature for taking that stance.
I think that is very grown up to be like, maybe I shouldn't be in New Orleans right now.
Right. Yeah. But also something that it goes a step further to show that Taylor doesn't care about the publicity of all of it, because what goes on behind the scenes and the conversations that go on, if you don't show up to events, they will start to produce you out of the show. They've talked about it on the Real Housewives a lot. The reason that who was it? Mary Cosby. The reason Mary Cosby got written out of the second or third season was that she didn't get. I'm sorry. It was the third season. The reason Mary Cosby didn't come back for season 3 is because she didn't show up to season 2 the season 2 reunion. Of Salt Lake City. So this could have very real impacts for Taylor. And she said, my mental health is more important. So I do appreciate that about her.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're back in New Orleans. Jesse's doing Layla's hair and Michaela is giving Miranda a lymphatic massage. It was a weird scene.
Yeah, it was kind of strange. I do like a lymphatic massage. I believe in the idea of that. But
I don't know what that is.
Oh, so your lymph nodes. You know, the things that get swollen when you get sick. Mm-hmm. They hold all kinds of hormones and impurities and stuff, and so a lymphatic massage is draining that.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Layla says she's a little bit high and decides now's the time to ask Demi if she ever sees herself being friends with Taylor again.
First of all, you're not high. Secondly, what a strange thing to ask.
It is.
I think she's just poor Layla's trying to toe both sides of this line that's a mile wide.
It is. And obviously Demi says no, she's not going to be friends with her. I don't want them to be friends again. Honestly, I don't want anyone to be friends with Demi.
No.
All the girls are confused about Demi rebuilding her relationship with Whitney, and then it's kind of there's a double standard, and then Layla just starts disassociating again. I have a feeling that part of this comes back to her childhood. I wonder what kind of home she grew up in. I wonder if there was, because Taylor, my cousin Taylor and I have talked a lot about this, where when fights are happening around us that we're not directly involved in, we will start to do exactly what Layla's doing, where we will just stare off into space and we will not know what's going on around us because we don't want to deal with it.
Yeah, I think she just doesn't want to be involved in any of it.
Right. And then let's see.
Demi is willing to die on the hill of believing Taylor's the problem. I believe that this is because Demi wants to be the leader of the group and make the most money. That's really what it boils down to.
100%, yes.
She can't have any grace for Taylor because if that's true, then Taylor will remain the leader of Mom Talk.
Right. And maybe Taylor does chase chaos. Maybe she does. But do you think for 1 second that you are not guilty of that also, Demi?
That's all you're doing. All of the girls there are guilty of that. It's like the clout chasing argument.
Oh my God, don't get me started.
Like, that's what you're there to do.
Speaking of what they're there to do, we cut to the next morning where Layla comes down.
This is messy, Bessie.
This was actually hard to watch.
Yeah.
So Layla comes down with a Walgreens bag full of pregnancy tests and says, let's play pregnancy roulette. And I feel like I vaguely remember this being a trend on TikTok.
Yeah, it was.
Okay.
It was.
And Mayci starts panicking because she's like, I'm not ready to tell the girls I'm pregnant.
She wanted to do it on her terms, yeah.
Sure. And this is something I didn't expect from Layla of all people, but she's like, it'll be fine, and like pressured the girls into doing it.
Remember how I said she kind of just doesn't think before she speaks? I think she just really wanted to do it, and like she just doesn't think about the implications of what she's doing or saying.
And part of me wonders, did production put her up to this a little bit?
Yeah. What car do you think she used to go buy all those pregnancy tests?
Okay. Fair.
You know what I mean?
I agree. So Michaela's the first one to pull out. Michaela pulls out the first positive test. And that's how we come to find out Michaela's also pregnant.
Yeah. Well, yeah, when they're talking about it later, because there are two positive tests. Mm-hmm. She tells Mayci, like, in the privacy of their room.
Well, she told us in a confessional too.
Yeah.
And then I will give Demi this one. Of course, she's the one to pull out the second positive one.
Yeah, and that was hard to watch.
And that really, really, really sucked because she has been trying to get pregnant, and she starts crying. She has a full-blown meltdown, and
she had to take another positive test.
Yes. And like,
I'm sorry. She had to take another pregnancy test, which obviously came out negative. So that confirmed, because neither Michaela nor Mayci were willing to like give up their right to tell the girls how they wanted to. And even if one of them did, they would have had to do both of them. And so that was hard to watch. And so Demi did think for a minute it could be her. And so then she had to go take another pregnancy test and see the negative and be like,
that's
heartbroken. Yeah.
I will say I hate Demi right now. That really was hard to watch.
Can I say something a little insensitive?
Please.
If you're struggling with your fertility and you're actively trying to have a baby, why are you not sitting in the bathroom after you take your pregnancy test until you see the results of said pregnancy test before you put it in the roulette?
Okay, I'll go one step further, and I would, if I were Demi, I would have said, I'm flat out not willing to participate in this game.
100%. Number one, it's a game. But if you're gonna do it, I just feel like to avoid all of this pain that you've experienced time and time and time again with a negative test and not knowing, I would have known my result before I ever put it back in the bag.
Oh, 100%.
Like, I don't
100%.
know why she let it actually be a roulette and like, because this is like the obvious outcome. They're always pregnant in this group. There was going to be somebody.
My God, I've never seen a group of pregnant people like this before in my life.
Right?
So Jessi goes in to comfort Demi, who is now a complete and total wreck. And I thought this was big of Jessi because they're going through their own stuff right now.
Yeah, I did too.
this is where Demi starts to lose me, where she's like, I try so hard to consider everyone else's feelings and everyone's so flippant about mine. And I was like,
you have never
baby,
considered another person's feelings in your life.
Never.
Not once.
No. So then Mayci tells Michaela that she's also pregnant and she's like 2 weeks ahead of her.
They tell each other they're pregnant. It's very sweet and cute, but then they have to go tell Demi, and it's like they almost feel like ashamed because Demi's going through it.
Exactly.
However, Miss Fan Favorite can go to all of her fans to feel better.
She can. They'll make her feel better.
Ugh.
We go back home where Taylor tells us she's deciding it's time to break things off with Dakota, and she feels at peace with that situation. And did we ever see them break up?
No.
Okay.
And it's just like, I feel like I've heard that from her a million times. Like, how done are you actually? Are you going to stop sleeping with him? Are you going to stop leading him on?
No.
Because, like, what do you mean by breaking things off? You're already not together technically. So we'll see.
We go back to New Orleans. The girls are running around. They go to Cafe Du Monde and eat beignets. And they look so good. I want one.
I love them.
So, have you been there?
Oh, yeah.
I want one so bad.
Times. They have a Cafe Du Monde. They have like the one you envisioned, the one Kim Kardashian went to, the big one on Jackson Square. But then they also have a location like in their city park. There are locations that are like indoors. They're all delicious. Rarely will you find a bad beignet, especially in New Orleans. They're so good.
I love that.
And I will be eating them next week.
I am so excited for you.
By the dozen.
Jessi decides that it's time to pull Demi aside while they're walking around a market, and she wants to hear Demi's side of the story. Mm-hmm. Of course, Demi presents it in the best way she possibly can, and Jessi feels like she's being taken advantage of because she does everyone's hair for free, and that's... Mm-hmm. I didn't realize that, but that's completely valid. And...
I wouldn't be doing that. I just gotta tell you. If they were like my best friends, yeah.
She walks away from the conversation saying she doesn't feel better and that maybe the move is to put up a wall and keep some distance between her and Demi. And I think everyone should put up a wall around Demi and leave Demi inside of the wall.
Yet again, Jessi being mature and emotionally intelligent and realizing Demi can't own her mistakes, and so she'll just distance herself.
The girls go back to the house and they start to unpack a little bit about the Mormon church. And then Jessi acknowledges that the church is a little culty. And this brought me back to the Nazarene church because I was like, ooh, we are going to talk about this one day because there's a lot there.
So many people have had that awakening. My dad grew up Catholic. He's an atheist. My mom too, actually.
Oh, love that. Jessi says she doesn't really believe some of the stuff in the Book of Mormon, but she feels comfortable, she also feels uncomfortable about the sealing and marriage situation in the church. And they talk about this a little bit on The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City too. Yeah. Or I guess the long and short of it is, if you get married in the Mormon temple, your marriage is sealed in the eyes of God, and as long as it's sealed, regardless of what happens it doesn't matter if you get divorced or anything. Right. Yeah. And that to me feels uncomfortable, but then if it's unsealed, you're unsealed from your entire family. So like, and this is where I come back to with like the religion thing, where it's like there's always that big bad boogeyman like in the afterlife to scare you, because like in I think it was Miranda's situation, her husband unsealed the marriage to get sealed to another person. I don't know. Miranda's marriage is unsealed, so now Miranda is told that she's not sealed to her children in the afterlife.
Right. Yeah, that's what it is.
Sick.
Yeah.
Because it's like in some religions, you're told like, oh, in the afterlife, you don't know who anyone is, and you're just a floating ball of light in heaven or whatever. And and it's like Heather Gay talks about how her family always said there's never going to be empty chairs at the in heaven when she gets there, and now she feels like because she's not in that religion anymore, she feels a sense of loss there. And I hate that.
Yeah. Why are you like, you're already going through struggle and strife in your living life, and now you're also creating stress about your afterlife?
Right.
I just can't.
But that's the thing about religion that gets me so much is like, oh my God, we're all so obsessed with dying.
Seriously, you are so worried about what happens when you die, and it's like ruining your actual life.
Okay, I'm sorry. So the Miranda situation, she does explain that her husband removed himself from the church, which is what broke the seal from her. But because you have to have a man to be sealed to, she's no longer sealed to her children in the eyes of the church. And that...
I just can't subscribe to that.
That's so sick.
Yeah, they literally have your DNA. Like, I just can't subscribe to that way of thinking. I can't. I understand it's their religion, but like that has to cause you such pain, and for what?
Yes. The girls go to a vampire dinner.
Yeah. Oh, it was so weird.
I will say, in the opening shots walking there, I've never seen anyone look as incredible as Mayci does.
I know. She was eating that up.
My God.
I still remember what she looked like. Yeah. What a woman.
So the restaurant they get to, are there a lot of places like this in New Orleans? Like, it feels
kind
like
of. It's like they like the occult is what I'll say. It's not like they like Halloween or anything like that, but they
lean into that, like
demons, vampires, that type of thing. They think everything is haunted all the time. Obviously there's like voodoo and stuff like that, but that's like not really fucked with as much. I mean, it's a touristy thing too.
Sure.
I've never been to a place like that, but that I've always known people who lived there. So like, that's why.
This kind of place feels like a tourist trap. They go in, it's witchy, it's vampire, whatever. The waiter comes out and he's wearing fangs.
Yeah.
And the drinks are in blood bags. And like, okay, like whatever. But then he says like there's virgin blood in the drinks. And I know it was probably just fruit punch or whatever.
Yeah, it's not real.
I wouldn't have been able to drink whatever the drink was because I wouldn't have been able to get past that mental block. I have a thing about that, like, and I wouldn't have been able to do that.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't know. And you would think like as super religious people like Mormons, they would be like, oh, I can't even like say I'm doing that.
Oh, I agree. It's shocking to me that they like
we're into that.
Yeah. I didn't like it.
Me neither.
Demi is a demon monster, and the other girls are starting to see it. Like, because at this point, it feels like it's becoming an obsession with Demi, where it's like, I have to talk about Taylor. I have to talk about Taylor. It's like a tick almost.
Yes. Well, yeah. She's like on this train of trying to replace Taylor, so she like keeps driving into it. Can't stop talking about Taylor, especially when Taylor's not there.
Oh, no, because, like, God forbid you ever stand on your own business, but that's neither here nor there.
Yeah, if Taylor can defend herself, then you're scared. So what now?
But what now is episode 10, the season finale, the Book of Salvation.
Oh, yeah, baby.
We're almost there, listener. Okay, so we open the episode. Layla brings Taylor a beignet kit.
Yeah.
If I don't receive a beignet kit from you when you come back from New Orleans, I will kill myself. Just know that.
You can get them all over the place. I'll get you one.
So Layla does feel like she needs to make up for not fully having Taylor's back. And this, the more and more I think about the way the rest of this scene went, Taylor's mom has to be talking to production directly.
You would think.
There's not a doubt in my mind. And like,
Yeah.
I think they're doing her dirty because like they are putting her in situations where she looks like the idiot and they're not telling her how to handle it. So Taylor's mom shows up and they're talking about the Christmas party that Demi's hosting. And Taylor's like, I guess like I've bought all the stuff for it. And Layla's like, you're not invited, babe. What are you talking about?
Yeah,
and we find out like she was accidentally invited, which that's a real kick in the dick. But Taylor's mom is sitting there. She's like, I could go.
Yeah.
Leanne.
She's so weird.
Desperate to be on that show.
She wants all the screen time possible, but she also is like, if my mom acted like that on TV or not, I would be so humiliated.
Oh, to say the least. Knowing how this shakes out, though, I'm kind of okay with Leanne offering to insert herself.
I don't know that I am.
Okay.
But I also am obviously not like Taylor, because if my mom would have even said, well, I can show up, I would have been like, ew.
No, you won't.
Ew, no, please don't.
Denise would not have known that this party was happening.
No, but like, I don't know. That's the difference between me and Taylor, I guess. I would have been like, hard no. Absolutely not. Why does she want to deal with her grown daughter's problems for her? Make her face it.
She doesn't want to deal with the problem. She wants to be on TV.
Yeah.
I think that's a universal truth we all need to accept.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
So we get to the Christmas party.
Mm-hmm.
I hate it that Demi looks gorgeous. Like, she looks really good.
She looks stunning at the Christmas party. It pissed me off.
There's a champagne toast, and Demi says, I feel like there's going to be minimal drama because Taylor's not here. Then Leanne immediately walks in holding a gift.
Yeah.
So
Leanne.
we get a flashback to Leanne calling Whitney and saying, why didn't you show up to Taylor's baby shower? And this is...
also embarrassing for Taylor.
Yeah.
Weird.
Leanne and Demi go to sit down and talk, and so I'm conflicted about this. I know I've given Leanne a lot of shit, and like, I think she deserves it most of the time. If you look at it for nothing else but this is a mom who's willing to show up for her daughter. Sure. I do think that that's not quite what this is, but like, I will say maybe that was part of it. And maybe that's why Taylor was so desperate. I think Taylor's been desperate for her mom to defend her for most of her life. And I think maybe this is why Taylor was like, I'll give her that, whatever.
I don't know. Yeah. I mean, it's obviously you'd love to see a mom standing up for her daughter, but it's like, I don't know. Doing it in the most dramatic way possible to be on TV makes it a little less genuine to me.
But what's even more awkward than Leanne's mom showing up, what's even more awkward than Leanne showing up to talk to Demi is Whitney walking over to have Demi's back.
Whitney needs to mind her business. Honest to God.
Whitney, you're invited to this party. Leave well enough alone.
Yeah, please. God. Be grateful for your seat and go away.
So Demi talks about how she's also been a single mom in the past because it comes up like Taylor doesn't feel supported. And then she's comparing herself to Taylor, talking about how she's also been a single mom. And then we get to Jessi saying, Demi was a single mom for 1 month.
That made me cackle when I watched it. I was so dead.
And what I appreciate about Jessi is she's
not
like
going to
let you get it.
Not after you talk shit about her business. No. Tell it like it is, Jessi.
Brett was kind of standing over on the sidelines. And what I do appreciate about Brett that I don't think a lot of husbands on reality TV, especially Real Housewives, he did what a lot of them don't do, is that he was over just kind of letting the conversation play out how it was going to. He never once said, oh, look at those women over there doing women things. Like, he just said, I'm staying out of it entirely, and only inserted himself when Santa shows up. And that was, and part of me is like, could he have done a better job defending his wife? Maybe.
I don't think it was his place to defend her. I think she was having a conversation with another grown woman, and she can hold her own in that. Yeah.
Leanne decides it's time to head out, and Demi says to Leanne, I haven't even pulled out the boxing gloves yet. And
she's so petty.
Well, and this is where I'm like, okay, so you're going out of your way to annihilate her entire family at this point. Like,
Yeah.
I think that if you were going to be an asshole to Leanne, you should have said, you're not welcome here. It's not a conversation I'm willing to participate in. You sit down with her, you have the conversation, you basically say your daughter's a cunt. How dare you show up and defend her?
Yeah.
And this is Taylor not being willing to show up and like fight her own battles. And now you're saying, oh, and I haven't even pulled up the box. What are you going to do? Tell me what you're going to do.
What were you going to do? If you had anything to say, you had an hour to say it while you were talking to Leanne.
Right. And Leanne leaves in tears, and then all the women kind of rally around and like hug Leanne and say like, yeah, that was kind of fucked up and disrespectful.
Yeah, that was
Demi's
a lot.
Part. Demi decides it's time to open the gift, and it ends up being a PR box from Jay-Z Styles.
Yes.
Jessi had no idea what was in that box, and I think that made it even better.
I know, 100%.
Was it petty? Yes, but this wouldn't have been a thing if you wouldn't have put yourself in that situation, you asshole.
It was meant to be petty, and you made it. You were petty first. You can't get mad at someone for being petty when you were petty with them. And P.S., you just screamed at their mom.
Yes.
Ugh.
So then Demi says we should all have a board meeting to figure out who's in and who's out of mom talk. Mm-hmm. Of course.
Of course she does.
Next scene, Mayci goes to visit her former boyfriend Eric's parents.
This made me cry
and
cry.
Yeah.
This is also when they visit the crash site, right?
That comes later.
Okay.
So we find out that Macy's been super open with her son Hudson about his dad, and
yeah, because Eric has passed away. For those who don't know what we're talking about.
Right. Eric passed away in a car accident. And she tells Eric's mom that she wants to share this story in her book, but she feels like she hasn't fully grieved about losing him. And she shares that she hasn't even been to the crash site yet.
Yeah.
Eric's mom is incredibly sweet. And I feel like for a mom that lost her kid, to be able to A, come on camera and B, talk about this and hold it together the way she did, that's pretty incredible.
Yeah.
And then she encourages Mayci to kind of work through the grieving and then to just live, because that's what Eric would have wanted.
Yeah.
I think everyone at some point says that to people that, you know, like have lost someone, but like...
Yeah. But you do have to face it, because it's so easy to just like give up. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Dakota picks Ever up from Leanne's house, and he says that being apart from Taylor is what's best right now. Great. I'm glad you think that. I'm glad you're telling us you think that.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway. Yeah, so then we go to Jessi's salon. Jessi gives us an update about her thyroid.
I didn't realize they have to like slit your throat open to do that surgery.
Yeah, your thyroid's like right here.
I don't know where I thought your thyroid was, but yeah, so luckily everything came back clean. Jessi's got a clean bill of health. Mayci shows up to get extensions for her mom, and Jessi immediately knows exactly what kind of extensions her mom needs.
Oh, the way she walked in and she was like, "Oh, well, your mom uses this and this."
I thought that was so sweet. Like it made me feel safe.
You can tell that she like genuinely cares about hair. Like she's passionate about it and she applies herself to it.
I agree. And then they start to unpack the situation with Demi, and they both agree that Demi's not being a good friend.
Yeah. I think those are the two most mature people like in this whole show, Mayci and Jessi.
1,000,000%, yes. And
for them to sit down and be like, I can't really give any grace to Demi, both of them, speaks volumes. Mm-hmm. Like, she's not being a good person.
I agree. We cut to the mom talk meeting at Jessi's house. All the girls show up, and then before Taylor, but then Taylor shows up a little bit late. It is as awkward as anything has ever been.
Yeah.
I guess Taylor and Demi haven't talked since the Saints and Sinners party, and they all sit down to talk. And there's kind of a consensus that mom talk isn't existing in the spirit in which it was originally intended.
Yeah.
Which is true, and they're not having fun anymore. And I think that's
right.
I'm glad that they acknowledge that it was supposed to be a fun thing, and they're not enjoying it anymore.
You were supposed to be posting TikToks and uplifting each other. I feel like if anything, they became like too close for comfort, where like they're having trouble uplifting each other, partially because they are like best friends now, or like at least acting like best friends.
Right.
And it's like, you can't like keep them at an arm's length when you're
so close.
Yeah.
It's not business anymore.
Right. And it's like, it's obvious they're not having fun. And so I'm glad that they were like aware enough to bring that to attention.
Right. Miranda is like, her name comes up and the girls agree to give her a little bit more time to become part of the group.
I thought that was fair since she didn't really like have much of a storyline this season. We didn't hear from her that much.
Sure.
I don't know.
I like Miranda.
I like her too.
I like her a lot.
I would have been happy if they voted her, and I just thought like, okay, that makes sense.
Whitney comes up, and Taylor's response actually shocked me a little bit, because she said she felt like she was the only one that stuck up for her, and that has backfired on her. So she's not voting yes, but she's like, whatever. And the rest of the girls say, okay, whatever. So majority rules, and she's back in mom talk. Whitney has never been happier.
She's over the moon.
She was happier about this than she was about her baby. I'm telling you.
100%. She was thrilled. I was honestly like, this is mental illness.
Yes.
But,
Taylor says that Demi shouldn't be part of the group, though. And Demi is as hateful as anyone has ever been to Taylor. And
brings the venom out.
This was ugly, like ugly. And this all comes back to the ultimatum that she gave the group, where she said, if Taylor's in, I'm out.
Yeah.
And she didn't think Taylor was going to find out about this.
Which is so stupid. How can you think Taylor's not going to find out you said that?
Right. Sorry. So Demi calls Taylor a disgusting human being, and when not a single soul backs her up, of course she immediately starts crying. And of course she throws herself on the cross, talking about how she's such a good friend, and she would be fighting to the death for any of the other girls. And
which is so funny, because you were just trying to get them off the show.
She decides she's going to take some time to decide if staying in mom talk is the right thing to do. And she says, if you girls don't mind. And Taylor goes, yeah, we don't mind.
I think when I watched this, I thought Demi was scared she was about to be voted out for the way that she was venomous all season long. So she removed herself before they could take a vote.
I agree.
That's what I think happened.
You're 100% right. And the girls decide that in this moment, we're going to be better off without Demi, because I think mom talk can finally start to heal.
Sounds like she should just stay gone.
I hope so. So the next day, Mayci and Michaela go to Eric's crash site. And this was obviously a big deal for Mayci. And while I've had a hard time with Michaela this season, I think Michaela was a very, very, very good friend to her.
I think the whole season, Michaela was a good friend to Mayci.
Yes, but I think
She's
in this
very
moment,
choosy.
she showed the hell up.
She did. She did. And this had to be a hard thing, because I've never been to the crash site where Jack's dad got in an accident. I've never been there. And like, I can't imagine going there.
Right.
So like, props to her for being so strong.
Yes.
I, again, cried and cried and cried and cried. But like, I couldn't believe, like, that was such an emotional thing. And that's why I think we should read her book. I think I said this like a few episodes back. You'll get to the point where I think we should read her book, because I can relate. And that's it. Like,
absolutely. I've already 100%.
Yeah. Like,
I'll pre-order you a copy too.
I'll get it.
It's already too late. I'm doing it right now.
I don't like ebooks, so I need a physical copy.
I'll buy you a physical copy. Mayci opens up about how she and Eric were in a fight when he passed, and she actually found out about him passing from an Instagram post from one of his friends.
Yeah.
And I cannot imagine like being in a fight with someone and like you don't even know what you have left that's unsaid.
And mind you, she didn't have to say this on the show. I think she is so strong for being that honest about her mindset and where she was when this happened. Like, wow. Yeah. I like the fact that she can admit to herself and to all of America that like they were in an argument when this happened. Like she didn't. No one made her say that. No one made her say anything. I really like respect her.
Well, and that's the thing is like, this is what I really appreciate about Mayci is that she had the chance to rewrite a narrative here. She had the chance to say like, no, everything was
100%.
fine. And she said, no, we were fighting. And I said some pretty horrific shit to him.
And I regret what I said.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like that's huge.
Yeah.
And again, Michaela comes out of the car with Mayci and you know how I feel about the whole religion thing, but like Michaela says, do you want me to say a little prayer? And like, I think in that moment, Mayci really, really, really needed that.
Yeah.
And I'm going to cry about it now.
Yeah.
That was, Mayci was Michaela was a really good friend to Mayci in that moment.
100%. She was there for her in every capacity, but she also didn't like, she didn't make it more dramatic than it needed to be. Nope. She didn't like drag it out. She didn't ask Mayci 100 times how she's feeling. She just let it be. And
she also said, this is for Mayci. This is for Mayci to heal, and I am just here to support that. And that was huge.
Yeah. I do think she's a really good friend to Mayci. I think the problem with Michaela is that she's very choosy with who she will be friends with, but when she's friends with someone, I think she's a pretty good friend. Yeah.
So we come to the last scene of the season where Layla goes up to meet up with Marciano. And Lord have mercy, you know exactly what I'm going to say about this man. Lord have mercy. Marciano, they get up to, I guess, his hotel room. I don't know. Yeah. Marciano pours himself a glass of straight tequila.
Yeah, a glass, mind you. Not a double shot, not a shot in a glass, a full glass of tequila. There are probably 4 or 5 shots just like in this cup, no ice.
The man is a hardened alcoholic.
Oh, 100%.
Layla asked some questions about what went down between him and Demi. And Marciano says he thought it was a swinger situation, and then he tried to kiss Demi. And then he tells a story about him and Jessi. And we get some context flashbacks about the rumors about them making out at
in the bar.
Yeah, Tom and Sir. And my God, Lisa Vanderpump, this is a field day for her.
I know.
Every single one of her.
Thrilled. She is so happy.
And then we end on the cliffhanger where he says they fucked and it was a full-blown affair.
Yeah. And that's the end of the season, the end of the episode until the reunion. We'll talk about the reunion next time. But
yes.
Whoa. It's just so out of left field.
There's a lot there.
Because, like, Jessi was my favorite all season. And so it's like...
She's still my favorite. Her and Mayci are still my favorites.
Yeah.
Number 1. Number 2, I don't know that I buy it.
I don't know that I do either. We'll talk about it more because of the reunion. But, like... I just don't know who's telling the truth at this point.
No, I don't either. That's the end of the season.
Yep, that's the end of the season of The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives.
Dear listener, thank you so much for being a part of today's episode. This has been, Emma and I have been recording for 4 hours straight.
It's a lot.
I am going to, Jack knows it's the end because he took that iPad like you wouldn't believe. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being a part of this. We love you from Indy to Belgium to hopefully Italy soon, hopefully Iceland soon because we want to come visit. Jack, do you have anything to close us out with?
What do you want to say?
Please. The mic is yours.
Say it loud. Say it proud.
Love.
Closing us
Love.
out with love.
That's beautiful. We do love you guys.
We do love you.